Hi. Having technical difficulties because you can see my face, and that's a big difficulty. Let me wait to see. Um, Hi, Kathy B. How are you? Nice to see you. Gail. Hi, Gail. I'm having camera difficulty. My camera just decided not to work. And I don't know. I plugged it in, unplugged it, plugged it in. Hi, Mary Lou, and reset it. And it was working. And then I went to fiddle with something and then it just stopped working. So, um, I I can tilt this down a little bit when I'm working, but that's not really going to be very good for you guys. So I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. And because I have everything planned for today, everything is planned, of course, except the camera. The only thing I can do is I have another camera, but I don't know how long it would take to swap it out. So let me go get that camera. And the only thing, it doesn't have autofocus on it. It's got nothing, but it's better than you guys looking at me for 2 hours. So I'm not sure what to do. So this is the situation. I guess we don't need to have that in front of my face. Again, I don't know. I checked all the wires. I mean, this is a plug and go camera. There's no software. I mean, I guess there is a little something that I have installed that kind of operates the focus and such. And that's what's not seems to be working. So let me read. Let's at least read. And I haven't even, I've got everything set except that. I know we were reading about neighbors. So I wonder how many times I can say so. Gosh, that's a horrible word. Something. Oh dear. Okay. Hi, Chris. I so enjoyed your stream this morning with Miriam. The rabbits were beautiful with the toucan. I think it was a toucan, and so colorful, and they were so different, but they were just, both of them were beautiful. And it looked like you guys were having a lot of fun. And someone made a good, I think it was Kathy Arbor that said this type of stream is so, I guess it was Miss Alina that said it's so wonderful to see that type of stream because it is so inspiring when you see two artists, working on the same but different. And I really enjoyed watching the two of you banter about, and just the technology of it. I think Miriam's in Tel Aviv. I know she's in Israel, and I know you're in Mexico. And just think about that. That's always blows my mind. All right. Well, we were reading about neighbors, and and we had the dandelions and the stick polishing, which I would say was probably my least favorite one. And then the odds. So how about where the snow goes? It's a short one. Where does the snow go? That's a good question. Or hair. Oh, let's read where. Well, it's too early to read about. It's too early to read about snow. So how about hair? My hair's a mess, as a matter of fact. All right, hair. I saw the musical Hair on Broadway, and they did have that 30-second flash where they were nude on stage, and everybody was appalled at the nudity, and it was a big deal. Hi, Stacy. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm having some technical difficulties. My webcam has decided not to show up for the party. So we're going to see how this goes. But I'm just going to go ahead and read, and then we'll play it by ear. And the title of this essay is Hair. Hair grows at the rate of about a half an inch a month. I don't know where he got his facts, but my neighbor, Mr. Washington, came up with that one when we were complaining or when we were comparing barbers. That means that about 8 feet of hair has been cut off my head and face in the last 16 years by my barber. I hadn't thought much about it until I called to make my usual appointment and found that my barber had left to go into building maintenance. What? How could he do that? My barber? It felt like a death in the family. There was so much more to our relationship than satirical statistics. We started out as categories to each other, barber and customer. Then we became redneck, ignorant barber and pinko egghead minister. Once a month, we reviewed the world and our lives and explored our positions. We spatted over civil rights and Vietnam and a lot of elections. We became mirrors, confidants, and confessors, therapists, and companions in an odd sort of way. We went through being 30 years old, then 40. We discussed and argued and joked, but always with a certain thoughtful deference. After all, I was his customer, and he was standing there with a razor in his hand. I found out that his dad was a country policeman, that he grew up poor in a tiny town and had prejudice about Indians. He found out that I had the same small town roots and grew up with a prejudice about blacks. Our kids were the same ages, and we suffered through the same stages of parenthood together. We shared wife stories and children's stories and car troubles and lawn problems. I found out he gave his day off to giving free haircuts to old men in nursing homes. He found out a few good things about me, too, I suppose. I never saw him outside the barber shop, never met his wife or children, never sat in his home or ate a meal with him, yet he became a terribly important fixture in my life. Perhaps a lot more important than if we had been next door neighbors. The quality of our relationship was partly created by a peculiar distance. There's a real sense of loss in his leaving. I feel like not having my hair cut anymore, though 8 feet of hair might seem strange. Without realizing it, we fill important places in each other's lives. It's that way with the guy at the corner grocery, the mechanic at the local garage, the family doctor, teachers, neighbors, co-workers, good people who are always there, who can be relied upon in small, important ways, people who teach us, bless us, encourage us, support us, uplift us in the dailiness of lives. We never tell them, I don't know why, but we don't. And of course, we fill that role ourselves. There are those who depend on us, watch us, learn from us, take from us, and we never know. Don't sell yourself short. You may never have proof of your importance, but are more important than you think. There are always those who couldn't do without you. The rub is that you don't always know who. I recalled an old Sufi story of a man who was granted one wish by God. The man said he would like to go about doing good without knowing about it. God granted his wish. And then God decided it was such a good idea, he would grant that wish to all human beings. And so it is, and so it has been to this day. So many of us go about and do good without knowing it, and many of us influence people without even being aware of it. Thank you, Pam. I mean, as a teacher, and Chris is a teacher, currently a teacher. I am a retired teacher. We influence children's lives. You know, I figured over my teaching career, I probably had about 1,000 students at Holy Trinity in the 19 years that I taught there, and I don't remember their names. And the most embarrassing thing is when a kid would come back to visit and go, "Hi, Miss Laura," and I go, "Hi," and I'd be honest and say, "Hi, I don't remember your name," and I don't know whether they were hurt by that because after all, they only had 5 teachers to remember, and I had 100 students, so the odds were against us. So, hi, Janet. Thanks for being here. I hope you're feeling better. And Mary Lou, okay, I think I've said hi to everybody. So, I said so. Oh, God, I hate that. The plan was to complete the monotype print, I had done some prints. You've been teaching for 25 years. Yeah, I taught a total of 39. I couldn't make that. I just couldn't make that 40th year. It's just because my magic number was 70, because 70 is the magic number for full benefits in Social Security. So I was hanging on dearly uh, until I was 70, but I started late in life. I started, teaching. Well, I was a special ed aide for 12 years and then went back to school at the age of 45, because in New York, you have to have a master's degree in order to teach, to be certified. So I went back to school at 45 and got the master's degree. I got that piece of paper. That didn't make me a better teacher. Being a teacher's aide and basically watching other teachers teach for 12 years, I had one hell of an apprenticeship. It was great. I saw what worked and I saw what didn't work. And I discovered I have Lars in my family tree a long way back. Oh, wow. Yeah, Lar is not that common of a name. I know there's a town in Germany named Lar, and I'm assuming that's where the Lars came from. Now, Lar is my married name. When I got divorced, I didn't change it back to my maiden name because as a teacher, Lar was much easier to deal with than Horenberger, Horenburger. Whew. So I kept Lar, and it was just easier that way. Hi, Becca. Good to see you. I see you're back in the swing of things, back streaming again. It looked like you had a good vacation. Yeah. Yes, in Germany. Okay. All righty. I don't have much genealogical information on the Lar family. I have a lot on the Horenberger side. I had a cousin that did an elaborate family tree, and it went back to like 1774 in Germany. And it seemed like Herman was a very popular name among the men. There were a lot of Hermans. And my grandfather, he and his brother were both named Frederick. And they went by I guess my grandfather went by Fred, and his brother, who was also Frederick, went by his middle name, Robert. But I don't think that's an odd occurrence. I mean, look at George Foreman. Didn't he name all of his kids George? At least that's what the rumor is. And I thought of you and wondered if, well, we could through marriage. No, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I know the Lars are from Germany. And I know my family, the Horenbergers. Now, my mom is Irish, Eileen Conley, very Irish. And my middle name is Conley. And I think that was a common thing. So when they named me, my middle name was Conley. We were talking about in chat the other day, we knew we were in trouble when, we were called by all, our full name. And someone was saying that's why we're given middle names, so that when we're in trouble, we know we are in trouble. But I don't think my mom ever said, Ann Conley Horenberger, get here. At least I don't recall that. And Gail says, right, I know someone named Ralph had 3 sons, all with the first name Ralph. Yes, my ex-brother-in-law did that also. His father was Henry the First, and he was Henry the Second. And now I think there's Henry the Fifth. Ha ha ha. And then there's families that name all of their kids using the same letter of the alphabet. My ex-husbands, they were all B's. Brenda, Bonnie, Barbara, and Bruce, all B's. Hi, Candy. And then I knew another family that named their kids their names. So, but naming kids is an interesting thing. My sons are named after people that both my ex and I respected and who we admired. And that's who they're basically named after. They're not named after anybody. There are no Davids and no Richards on either side of the family, except, for us. So it's interesting. You have family names that are traditional, and then you have interesting. I think some of the creative spelling today is interesting, and sometimes as a teacher, sometimes you just don't know how to pronounce a name, and I think the best case is not even try, and just say, could you please pronounce your name? I had one kid that I could never get her name right. I think her name was Alicia, but I was always hung up whether it was Alyssa or Alicia, and she never knew. I mean, I either called her one or the other, and it became like a standing joke. We didn't know, who she was that day, whether she was Alicia or Alyssa, and my brain just wouldn't register. Hi, Aunt Bex. Yeah, I'm having camera difficulties, and my overhead webcam decided not to work. So I said it again. Let me ask you this. Do you want me to swap out and put the other camera in? Or do you want to continue, for me to continue crafting, even though you're not going to really be able to see what I'm doing? So type in other camera or no. I'll give you a second to, because it won't take long to do the other camera. Or you can just muddle through. Other. Okay, all right, I'll go get the other camera. I don't have to go far, believe me. And I had it up the other day. So. Alrighty. Here goes nothing, folks. Right. I'm going to unplug the one that's not working. So it's going to go dark. It's going dark. I can't see. Oh no. Ugh. I'm coming. I'm back. Ugh. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see if I think it's on. Okay, let me switch and see if it's recognizable by the settings. No. Well, there it is. It's not too bad. Let me just hook it up. You might want to close your eyes here for a minute. Yeah. I got to figure out a way to attach it. It doesn't have like a screwy thing. Let's see. Let's put this out like so. No, I got to go. I always go the wrong way. Let's see. Whoops. This. What? Okay. Okay. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I mean, it's not great, but it could be a lot worse. It's better than looking at my mug. Whew, that was scary. All right, let me secure it so it doesn't come crushing down. I just have it hanging literally by a, let me see if I can't get a rubber band on it or a piece of tape. Let me stick it out like so. It's even better. Yeah, this is, oh my God. I don't even know how old this camera is. I bought it to Skype with. So that gives you an idea of the age. When was, do people still Skype? I'm going to wrap some tape around that real quick. I don't know. Do people still Skype? I don't know. I use FaceTime. Yep. Okay. All right. Let me just throw some good old masking tape around it. I know a lot of people have some really interesting configurations with their cameras. Let me see if I can't move that down a little bit, come over. And, you know, you could leave it alone, and that would be probably the best thing to do, wouldn't it? Instead of fiddling. All right. Okay. Good enough. Now, if you remember last week, I made those prints. Let me move this down a little bit. And then my AD. And then we stopped. And then I posted what I made. And this is what I'm going to make for you guys today. This is what the finished product kind of looked like. I know we have a horrible glare, but that's what it looked like when I got done with it. So I'm going to do that today. And when I made the prints, I think I made them on a plastic bag, a Ziploc bag that I had opened up and I had taped down, and onto that I had smeared black paint, and then I made marks on it and put just regular paper down and then pulled it off. And I got, and you can see over here, maybe you can see, I used some bubble wrap to get some texture. And then I have a template for the plant. All right. So let's see, there's that word again. Oh my God. There's the piece of craft paper. Oh man, that glare is awful. Oh, that's a little bit better. All right, turn the. Here is the plant. Oh wow. And it won't come in. Oh, I'm so sorry. There it is. Oh Lordy. Well, let me turn that around completely. Okay. All right. Okay. So here are some of the, I made a whole bunch of these prints, and they were, and you know, obviously you could do this on a jelly plate, but if you didn't have a jelly plate, I mean, some people don't have them. They are pretty pricey. And shrimp Creole. Oh my gosh, I just saw that. I actually bought some fresh, they claim never frozen shrimp. I don't know, maybe not frozen hard, but because I just had the hankering for some shrimp, and I'm going to make a red Thai curry shrimp. I bought the little, you can buy those little jars of red curry paste, and then you mix that with, and you mix that with a can of coconut milk. and it makes a really quick, like, Thai red curry. And it can be hot, but it doesn't have to be. And that's it. You just add a can of coconut milk, 2 tablespoons of this red curry paste, a pound of shrimp, and a cup of any type of raw vegetables you want. And mix it all together until the shrimp is cooked, and serve it over rice. All right, so this is the plan. And here are some of the prints that I made. So obviously this is bubble wrap. And this is just making scribbles. And this was all done on a plastic bag. And I'm thinking you could do that on this. I splurged and bought the Timmy black thing, and I like it. But so I could just smear black paint on this and do the same thing. So these are the ones I've got. And what you're looking for is some darker ones to go on the underneath of the leaf, because technically, if there's the sunshine is coming down, the shadow is going to be on the bottom side of the leaf. So the idea is to use darker pieces of your pattern on the bottom, and then lighter pieces on the top. And so I've got some lighter pieces here that I can use, right? And let's see. I had a good old time making these. And I don't know. I mean, I just I'm allergic to shrimp. Yeah, that's interesting. Sometimes people develop, allergies to food later in life. So yeah, I remember once I used to be an EMT in a volunteer fire department in upstate New York, and I can use that. And I'll never forget it. It was Thanksgiving Day, and we got a call, and this woman. It was a very popular an oyster stuffing for the turkey, and she'd eaten oysters her whole life, and all of a sudden she was really, really allergic. She was on her way to anaphylactic shock. But we got her to the hospital quick enough, and I don't think they had to intubate her, but it was pretty scary. And she was saying, and I've never been allergic to oysters before in my life. All right, so let's cut out some dark bottoms and some light tops. We'll use that. That could be a dark bottom. I got more darks than I have lights. That's the problem. Okay. Let's do this. And let's get this out of the way, because I don't want to hack into that. That would be disastrous. Well, that came out interesting. And this is called monotype prints. And I saw somebody do something similar to this, and they were offering a course for $250. And I went, ugh. So I went online and I Googled it on YouTube, and this came up, and the name of it was the Virtual Art Room, and where they showed how to do this, what I'm doing now. And that video was, I think, 6 years old. So it was 6 years ago. And that's what I followed. All right, we'll cut these out. And oh, I know what I have to do. Oh no, I don't. I'm sorry, folks. I'm still. Okay, well, let's just cut some of these out. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And again, it would probably be easier to do it on. Okay, that can be a bottom. All right, here we go. Let's just get this show on the road. And this will be a top, bottom. This is what I'm going to do. Because you can cut right into this. Did you find it, Ampex? Oh, do they have a place? See, that's my problem. Lily can't seem to find a place to go, even though she's terrified. She just doesn't know what to do with her. You know, I walk her into the closet and I'm kind of walking around and saying, gee, why you want to hide here? You want to hide there? And she just doesn't know where she wants to be. So I'm going to cut right through this because I have this on my Google. I mean, I have this on my drive, so I can, and you can cut on this glass. It's tempered, and that's what Timmy says. So I hope that's right. Can you see what I'm doing? No, of course not. All right, let me move over here. I'm so bad at that. I wish there was some way you could zap me. Give me a little electric shock and say you're not in view. Oh, you can see me? Okay. Let's see, did that go through? Yes, it did. I'm nervous. I don't trust that. I'm sorry. I just don't trust that. I'm afraid that. Who went? Oh, was it you, Beck? You went to the dollar store and got a cheap, no, someone got a nice little cutting mat at the dollar store. I can't remember who it was. Ah, come on, Ann. Okay. Whoops. All right. I think okay, let's cut this out. Cut it out. And then oh, we got it. Okay. All right. So what you want to do is you're going to place this on your craft paper. And I think I'm going to cut out the dark pieces. And then I'll go back and cut out the light pieces. All right. Yeah, I feel much better cutting on this mat than directly onto the glass. That just kind of made me a little nervous. I did that on my glass top table, thinking it was okay. It's not, because now I have big scratch marks in it, because I guess that wasn't tempered. Okay, that's going to go over here. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's go over here, maybe. That's a big one. That's a big one. And the paper that I did the pulls, the prints on, is, I was talking about it last week. It's a little bit heavier. It's kind of like a cross between cardstock and regular printing paper. It's got a weight of 32, where regular printing paper, I think, is 24. And I guess it's considered like resume paper. So if you want to impress somebody. And I bought a whole bunch of it, and it's like ultra bright, and I ended up, yeah, I didn't mean to, but I ended up buying a ream of it. A ream is 500 sheets of it. So I said that word again. I have a wee bit, so I can print with abandonment. Yeah, let's try this. This looks pretty. I like that. It's a good thing Angie's not here. She'd be a wreck. I'm trying to be safe. The other day, you know, when they package stuff, and now when they do for packaging, for instead of paper, they use those little air balloons or air pillows. And I was stabbing them the other day to get the air out. And I stabbed myself. Yeah, not too bright. Like this one is, it's got like a double flappy thing. So I'm going to, this is a tricky one. I'm going to, whoops, make sure. How we doing? I'm saying, hey, I'm sorry if I've missed anybody. We can't see you now. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Becky. And if you haven't seen Becky's dresses, you've got to go over and see the dresses that she's making. I have a favorite. Normally, I love them all, but I have a decided favorite, and that's the Celestial one. I love that Celestial print. That is so cool. That's my favorite. I was telling Becky that they do that here in this community where I live, because they, in their monthly publication, they're asking for donations of thread and material and such, and help. I would be reluctant to offer my help because, I mean, I don't think anything that you do, Becky, is hand sewn. So, I mean, I could sew on a label, but I'm sticking that over there. All righty. And I think I'm going to take this top piece, this little piece here, and kind of do it somewhat lightish. Maybe-ish. Okay. We're hanging in there. All righty. But you have to, I'm pressing pretty hard because that paper is, well, it's, again, it's almost as thick as cardstock. So it provides it, you know, just a, it's not a light touch. Okay. All righty. And this is going to go on the top here. Yeah, this is quite the puzzle to put together when it's all said and done. All right. Get the last bottom one. So it's hot here, but you know, it is Florida. And it is August. So it's supposed to be hot. So it's 95 now. And it feels like 110. But it feels like 78 in the house. Because that's what the thermostat is set at. So it's very comfortable. But I am a real perspirer. And I think I will take the stem And we'll take the stem out of this, I guess. All right. Yeah. Let's take that, like, so we go from light to dark. That makes more sense. So I'll do that. All right. And I'm just going to take part of it because I'm afraid to try to cut the whole thing. Cut it in pieces, I think would be a wiser decision. But I'm happy with how it came out. It might even find its way to the wall. I finished the other piece that we worked on last week, and it's hanging on the wall. It is. So that was kind of neat. Oh, thank you, Janet. Thank you so much for doing that. If you don't know, Becky did this last year too. And I don't remember what the final count was, but I'm sure Becky will tell you. I know you made a whole bunch last year. And it's mostly material, right? Out of your own stash. You haven't really gone out and bought any fabric. This is what you have in your own. Well, instead of Joann's, it's Becky Ann's. Okay. Let's go down here. Here. Okay, I think that's. Did I get it? Did I get it? Where is it? Yeah, I did. Shopping your stash. Yep. I know we can all do that. We can all shop our stash. Well, like this. I shopped my stash on this. I didn't. I had all of this stuff. I had every last bit of it. Oh, I don't want to get rid of that because we only got. All right, we'll just take that and stick that here for now. All right. Now we need to go get the light stuff. Now this here is, I would consider light stuff, but let's get some of the bubble wrap. I like that. Whoops. Okay, bubble wrap. Oh, bubble wrap. Where art thou, bubble wrap? Yeah, you can see where I used quite a bit of the bubble wrap on the first one I made. Okay, let's do, all righty. So I'm going to start in the same place where I started, so it'll be easier to put the pieces together. This may not be that easy. Let's see. Probably would have been easier if I had transferred this with carbon paper and then just cut it out with scissors. Hindsight, you know, that sight, that's why they call it hindsight. I guess it's looking behind you. Okay, I got it. I think I got it. I did. Kinda. Yep. All right, that's good. I get that down to the little corner here. I think I got it. All right. That's going to go over here. You'll see in a second, hopefully. Oh. Okay, that takes care of that one. We got one down. We're going. We're on a roll. Actually, you know what? God, I'm stupid. People should be yelling at me. Why don't I just do this? Oh. Hindsight, yes. It's perfect. It's 2020. Yeah, I'm having trouble seeing again. So I guess my cataract surgery is going to be sooner than later. I was hoping to hold off for a little bit, but see, that's it'll be worth seeing again. I mean, I can see. I mean, it's not real bad, but I know a lot of people have cataract surgery. It's not like it's any big deal. I think it's just the one eye, though, as I recall. All right. That kind of worked. All right. Let's do. I wonder if there's a way that I could keep that. It's kind of hard to cut it too, because when you get to a point where, yeah, I'll just. Hanging in there. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat. I'm assuming you're not fighting or saying unkind things to one another. Okay. I don't know. It's a crapshoot. What's easier? Let's see if we can't find another pattern that's on the light side. I thought maybe I'd pick up this area here that's on the light side. Okay, so we're going to do the top. That's a big one. All right. A little bit here, like so. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh, I got all excited. I thought that was the whole thing. I went, oh, how was it? Where is it? Oh, it did come all out in one piece. Look at that. Whoa. Isn't that special? Except it doesn't. That's that top piece, isn't it? Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Oh, it goes that way. Okay. You'll see in a second. It's looking good. You have to trust me on this. It's looking mighty fine. Bye, Gail. Thanks for stopping by. What? What? Whoa. Lily's yelling at me. What? Don't. What? What? She must have had a bad dream. I think, I think I think animals can suffer from dementia. And I think that's what's going on with my poor Lil. I think she's, suffering from dementia. See, this one, I'd really like to cut that one because there's not much here left. So why don't I do this? Just kind of hold that there, like so. And maybe just at night she wants to sleep on me. I mean like so close. Her face is like right, like we're like eyeball to eyeball. It's just not comfortable. She's that close to me that I don't feel comfortable. And I get that wet nose right in my cheek. Yeah, this is the one I had trouble putting together. So we'll have to come back. I'll fiddle that. Oh, that piece is a little bit too dark. Oh, well, we're almost done. Let's get another piece of... Oh, Lily, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's only 8 years old, which is really not that old especially for, an inside cat. I mean, she doesn't have to fend for herself, All right. And sometimes I feel like a bad pet owner because I hate taking her to the vet because the cost is so prohibitive. So, not being a... All right, let's get this one done. Zippity zoodah, zippity yay. I had a neighbor that had 2 Siamese cats. And they were named Zippity and Doodah. Okay. I love the names that people give their pets. I find it so fascinating. Speaking of naming cats, I love that picture you had of Tippy as a kitten. Becky brought out the baby pictures. They were so friggin' cute. Little guy. I didn't realize you'd got them that young. I don't know why I thought they were older strays. I don't know what I was thinking. Hi, Mariah. I hope you haven't been here long. I'm just saying hi. I'm building a, I'm building a this is a monotype prints. And you can see there's not much left of this is what I'm making. I'm trying to make another one of these. And it's not made on a jelly plate. It's made, these papers were pulled on a piece of like a big Ziploc bag that was cut open. And I taped down the Ziploc bag and I painted black paint on it and then drew some designs, and this was bubble wrap, and then pulled it. So it's one print. And obviously it could have been done on a jelly plate and probably a whole lot easier. But if you don't have a jelly plate, you can use a Ziploc bag. Who knew? Oh, Lily, I knew you were going to sit in my seat. I could have bet the farm on that. Okay, I'm going to do what I did with the other one because I like the negative space as the pot. So I'm going to do that here on this one also. I just like the way it looks. And if the camera's all wacky because my good camera crapped out on me, and I am using a little, this camera's 15 years old, and so I swapped it out. So, do this. All right. It was better than, okay. Is that right? Is that what I want to do? Yes. Talking to myself here. How many of you guys talk to yourself? I have very long, very deep conversations with myself. Especially when I'm pissed off. And it's usually conversations about what I would say to people. The other camera was the one that the other one is the one we all use, the Pro 922, the one that everyone uses, or almost everyone uses. It's the 922, what the hell? I can't remember the name of it, but it's the 922. People either have the 920 or the 922. And it just stopped. I mean, I was ready to go, and then the screen just went blank. And I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and nothing. And then then I had a picture, and then it crapped out on me again. All right, what did I do here? Help me. No, this is going on. This is staying here. That's going on that. All right. Okay. All right. So let me move this over here to the floor. I don't know what I'd do without the floor. Oh, thumbs up would be wonderful, folks. Okay. So here we is. And wow. Why does that look so small? Well, it's because this goes on the top and silly girl. Okay, this goes here. And this goes here. I'm going to kind of, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if you can see me, I'm going to glue I think the wise thing to do here is to glue the stem down first. And then, so you had trouble too? We've had a couple of those and they just, okay, all right. Because that's the best description. It just went wonky. Bye, Candy. Have a good week. It just up until today, I've never had any issues with it. You know, I downloaded they changed if you go to the hub, they changed their software to its Logic. If you want to get the latest update on the software, it's Longitudes now. And I did that a while ago. And, but yeah, it just decided today. And of course, when it first decided not to work, I still had like 15 minutes before I went live. And, but when it crapped out the second time, there was like 3 minutes and I had no time to. So I came on FaceTime, face to face, which was scary. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't know whether it's StreamYard. And I didn't have time. If I had had time, maybe I should have switched over and okay, Aunt Bex, enjoy your shrimp Creole. That sounds mighty fine. Stay here. Oh, no. Stay here. All right, let me get this glued down. But if it's the camera, oh, Lucky Scott, that's nice. Lucky Scott's mom. That's wonderful. Now, do you make I was going to say, do you make a roux for your shrimp Creole? But that's gumbo, not Creole. You don't make a roux for Creole. Okay. Now, isn't that a gorgeous stem? Can you see it? I think it looks gorgeous. All right, so now I'm gonna start gluing the leaves on. If they don't stick in, unless they're sticking to my fingers. Okay. I'll glue the top on. All right, it's not looking bad. It's coming along. We're getting there, folks. Slowly but surely. Needs to come up this way. Okay. All right, leaf number 1. Woohoo. Do I have that one right? Let's see. Yep. Okay. Get that one in there. All righty. And I'm sure this has no autofocus. It's got nada. It's the kind that is basically clipped on the top of your, and it's got like a little clamp, and it's clipped on the top of your computer for back in the day when the computers didn't have built-in cameras. That's how old this thing is. Okay, that's going to go there. Oh, thank you, Bex. That's great. Thanks for the recipe. I became very inspired this week. I don't normally cook for myself because I'm just uninspired. I used to cook. I used to love to cook. But I just all of a sudden I thought of Thai shrimp, and they had shrimp on sale. So I decided to do some shrimps. And then I'm going to make some stuffed peppers. Down here, you can buy, if you buy individual green peppers, they're ridiculously expensive. But there's like this economy bag that you can buy, and it's like 3 gigantic peppers, 1 red, 1 yellow, and 1 green for like $3.99. And it's a lot of pepper for one person. Yeah. And so I bought hot Italian sausage and some ground beef, and I'll mix that together, and I will make, I guess, an Italian style stuffed pepper. And I'll cover it, I'll add, marinara sauce and cover it with mozzarella, and then I can freeze those. This kind of looks weird. This needs to be bigger, but you know what? It's just going to be weird. That's all I can say is I don't know how that ended up to be so small. I glued it out of the same thing, but oh well. Weird is okay. We're all weird. And the nice thing is we share our weirdness with one another. Down, maybe. I want that to go down. I don't. Then we'll put that like so. No. Oh, what did I do? No, that has to go that way, right? I flipped it around and let's go there. Yep, kinda. Good enough. Good enough getting there. Hi, Susan. Thanks for calling us kids. I like that. Huh? That's great. I don't think anybody's called us kids. I think that's super. Just a bunch of kids hanging out. I'm saving that one for last because that's the most difficult one to do. I'm doing a monotype print, black and white, duh, obviously. Plant. I think this goes, I don't know. Let's see. Let's go this way. goes this way. And this goes this way. Okay. And this goes that way. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I think what else happened this week? Oh, I went to the dentist. Oh, God. My ex-brother-in-law was a dentist, and he said that, and it makes sense. He said dentists have the highest suicide rate. I can see that, because who ever says, oh, great, oh, goody, I'm going to the dentist. You get peppers at Aldi's and then you chop and freeze them? Yep. Uh-huh. And mine is just getting more expensive and more expensive. And then when he comes in and pokes around for literally 2 minutes, that's another $80 for him to look in your mouth and say, any problems? No? Okay, looks good. Bye. And I had the full Monty. Did anybody see that movie, The Full Monty, meaning all the full x-rays and the cleaning? And it came to a whopping $366. All I can say is, ouch. I got to find my insurance. My supplemental insurance has some dental, but you have to go to their dentist, and they cover up to $1,000 a year. So I think it's time to shop around. And then we get like an OTC card. Haven't seen The Full Monty in a while. People remember that movie? Does anybody remember The Full Monty? And that was another controversial movie. I guess that was a play too. Wasn't that a great movie? Oh my God, that was so funny. Especially the one guy that was so shy. I don't know, was that a play first and that's what made it so controversial, that there were guys showing their Monties to the audience, I guess? See, my problem is I had periodontal disease, and I had, that horrible surgery where they cut open your gums and scrape and then stitch your gums back together again. Oh my God. That was worse than total knee surgery. And I swore I'd never do that again. So I guess the trade-off is having my teeth cleaned every 3 months. So I shouldn't bitch, I guess. And my mother died with all of her teeth at the age of 94. When we took her into the hospital, and the admitting nurse asked for her dentures. I said, she doesn't have any dentures. They're all hers. And the nurse said, that's not what I was expecting to hear. Yeah, this one didn't come out, but it should be. I thought I didn't get a lighter piece, but you understand that if you do this, you should try to have a lighter piece there. So don't do what I did. But it's okay. It's okay. Ta-da! 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 Really, we did it. We did it. And you're sitting in my chair. I knew you would. As soon as I stood up, you were going to sit in my chair. You little booger, you. Okay, so this is going to go here. And I'm going to glue it and cut it. You too? Cleaning every 3 months? Okay. Yep. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I mean, I have some gaps, let me say, in my mouth. And God bless the little dent. God bless her. That's what the Southern people say. God bless her little soul. Her sweet. But anyway, I had a tooth pulled. I was eating scrambled eggs. I don't know whether it was a chunk of pepper or whatever, but it had to be pulled. So she thought that I should have okay, all righty. And she thought it would be a great idea if I had a dental implant. And I said to her, are you kidding me? At least in Florida, it's about $5,000 a tooth. And if you do one side, you got to do the other side, right? And she was so, but you can get an interest-free loan. I'm going, honey, I don't want an interest-free loan. I'm not going to spend, actually, it would have been $20,000. I said, I'm not going to spend $20,000 on a 75-year-old mouth. I just want to, my goal right now is just to keep what I have as long as I can. That's all. And then the dentist came in, and he kind of put the brakes on her enthusiasm, because he said, well, there are other issues here, and there would have to have been a consult with my rheumatoid arthritis doctor. And so she backed down. But she was all excited about me getting dental implants. And I don't have the bone structure. I would have to have bone grafts to begin with. I knew a woman that had to have bone grafts and wait for that to heal. And, when they show you on TV that they go in and the same day they come out and it's not the same day. Someone told me that you can't really eat solid food for about 6 months. That's a hell of a way to lose weight. Okay. Oh, it's okay. Is that what she's going through? Okay. I knew she was having some dental issues. Oh, God bless her. Oh, she's now healing from the bone graft. So when they do a graft, you're really hurting two places, right? You hurt where they took the bone to graft, and then the grafting site. So it's like a double whammy. Oh, gosh, the poor thing. Couple of weeks. Oh, Lord. And she went to Maryland. Good for her. Packed up your bags. Oh, the bone came from a cadaver. Okay. Oh, okay. All righty. Okay. Take care, Barbara. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, wow. Well, that makes sense. Sure. So I want to go straight across here. Yeah, that makes sense. Barton, yep, there you go. It's either It's health issues or good recipes, right? Or recipes. Or crapola. I got a problem here. Houston, I got a problem. Damn it. Excuse my. Went too far with the glue. Oh, so close. So close. Yet so far away. I can scrape that. I will scrape that. I can wet that. I will take care of that. I won't do that in front of you. I think I'll be able to, maybe if I wet that, I'll be able to get that. I won't do that right now because that would be, but I think if I give that a little spritz. So what I'm going to do here is, it's a little lopsided, but in here I'm going to do I'm going to draw some lines. All right. Let me get my handy dandy pen. That's got to be, oh, I can't imagine having that. But, when she's all done with it, now, she having a whole bunch of teeth done or just a couple or? Yeah, this woman I worked with, had it done. And I think, being the cynical person I am a very cynical person. I know that's hard to believe. I'm sure you believe that for sure. We had an interim headmaster at Holy Trinity. And he apparently decided he would work for no salary. However, he didn't work for any salary, but I think the stipulation was that they were going to take care of his wife's dental issues. And they paid the dental bill for her implants. Oh, it was just one. Okay. And I think that was the deal. It's kind of like, what do you call that? The golden parachute? Or I don't know why I can't get that in there. There. Okay. And I think that was kind of the deal that they had struck, that they would foot the bill. No, she was having a whole, a whole bunch of teeth. Now, with that said, at Holy Trinity, there are a lot of dentist kids that went there and a lot of doctors, and I'm sure that maybe they didn't get some sort of deal. I wouldn't be surprised. Very close, close-knit network, obviously. Okay, Lily, I have to sit down, baby girl. It's my turn, so you got to go. I know, go. Sorry. The old lady's got to sit down. I don't know how old you are. I don't know. Is there such a thing as cat years? I know they're dog years, but I don't know whether there's such a thing as cat years. Okay. Can you see the bottom part of this? I don't know. Is that worse? Where's the camera? I can't figure. Oh, there. Okay. Oh, there are cat years? Okay. I wasn't sure. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. But you know what I'm gonna do? Because I am a scaredy cat. Really, I am. I'm a really scaredy cat. And you know what I do a lot of times? I do it in pencil and then do it over in ink because I'm scared. I'm scared I'm gonna screw up. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna kind of go like so. And bring this down like so. And this is gonna come around like so. All right, now I'm not scared. Dog ears on. I didn't know that. Each breed is different? Huh. I did not know that. See? Look what we learn here. We are just to see a vast pool of useless knowledge and useless facts. But that would make sense. Obviously, a Chihuahua is going to be different than a Great Dane. I mean, that when you think about it, that makes a lot of sense. All right, I'm just going to just do this. So we need to move on. Move on, little doggies. This would be just kind of go like so. Yeah, I would think little dogs would live a lot longer. We had a summer resident where I lived in southwestern New York on Lake Chautauqua. And they had a Great Dane and 2 corgis. And they were so much fun to watch. They just romped and played, and that Great Dane would go galumphing, like that word from the Jabberwocky, galumphing. And those little corgis would try to keep up. They were just a joy to watch. They were just, yeah, they were so adorable. That's a good word. Galumphing. Everyone should read the Jabberwocky at least once a year. Probably not on Christmas Eve, though. That would be odd. Imagine if that were your family tradition, that every Christmas Eve, instead of reading the night before Christmas, you would read the Jabberwocky. Snicker snatch. Come to me. Slay the Jabberwocky. The Jabberwocky doesn't appear in Alice in Wonderland. The Jabberwocky appears in Through the Looking Glass, which are it's a separate book. Through the Looking Glass is a separate story. And that's where Tweedledee and Tweedledum appear. I did an Alice in Wonderland journal, I guess a couple of years ago now. Oh, okay. That's great. Do you know who read it? And she must have read it maybe last year. And I don't know whether you know Janet Nash, but Janet Nash read the Jabberwocky. It's maybe last year or so. She read it beautifully with her British accent. Oh, what a reading. It was awesome. Lewis Carroll, that was not his real name. And I can't now remember his real name. Of course, it's left my brain. left the house, so to speak. He was a mathematician. But the Jabberwocky is a perfect example of an onomatopoeias. Oh, that is so cool. What a great, that is awesome. Yeah, I don't think she would mind. That was your safe word. Perfect. Yeah. I think flummoxed. Is flummoxed in there? Sure. Yeah, I've been thinking of doing Through the Looking Glass as as an addendum to the Alice in Wonderland journal I did. I have an annotated version of like the 150th anniversary annotated version of the publication of the of Alice in Wonderland, and it's a beautiful edition. So I took a lot of information out of that when I built my journal, and I tried to put the journal together in the order of the book, and I was somewhat successful. And I downloaded some digital images, and I took images out of that book, and then I bought an a used illustrated book that I cut up. Okay, Kathy B, thanks for being here. Have a good evening. Anybody watching anything good on TV? I just can't seem to find anything that I can sink my teeth into. Mary Lou got me all excited about Ghosts, but I can't seem to get it unless I get Paramount. But then Deb Farrell, apparently there's something called Walmart Plus, and it's $98 a year. And what it gives you is free food delivery, grocery deliveries for a whole year, as many as you want. They have to be over $35, and they're throwing in Paramount Plus, which is where you can see Ghosts. So I'm thinking of that. So I think what I did here, I just did a little, some dotty dots. Oh, wow. And I'll go back and I will erase the pencil, but I also will go back and probably do some shading, with pencils, some little bit of shading under the leaves. And then the other one, I kind of drew some, other leaves, but let's see. Can we see it? Can we not see it? Let me go up. Down. There. Kind of. I think this is, you have to go the opposite way. The opposite way? I don't know. That's a good question. I know Publix charges you, there's a percentage of your what you spent, and then okay, that's so I don't know. I mean, for me, I don't know whether it'd be worth. I mean, I go food shopping once a month. And I have, my Walmart is a super Walmart, and it's a very nice one. It's a very, very nicely run, very clean. I've done their pickup. I've done the online, shopping, and then gone over there and they brought it out to my car. And the first one I ordered like 3 bananas and 2 tomatoes just to see what I would get. And the bananas were perfectly picked. They were that little bit of green yet, and the tomato was perfect. Oh, Susan's seeing your dresses. Yeah, the reversible ones. Yeah. I know everybody wants one. Let's see, I've been getting my. Oh, wow. Since the great 2020. I like that. We had the Great Recession in 2008. And I like that. The great 2020 crap. Yeah. Yeah. You pay yearly. Oh, okay. Oh, hi, Amy. Didn't see you come in. All right, Mariah. Thank you so much. Good to see you as always. Always loved your streams. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. I think it's the only problem is it's very lopsided. I don't know how, honestly, I don't know how it got so effed up. Because honestly, this one is not. Well, I guess that is. Well, I guess that's. Yeah, I guess they're. Now I have 2. Hide in the back. All right, so this is the plan, and I'm going to go ahead and it's. I've got about a half an hour, and I said that I was going to do Mike Deakin's August mission inspiration. Now, I have pretty much everything ready. It's all thought out. Yeats inspired. No, it's not Yeats inspired. No. It's inspired by the virtual artist room, I think, from a YouTube video from 6 years ago. And then someone else did one, and they were offering a course on monoprint, and they wanted $250 for the course. And I said, I think I'm gonna YouTube it. So the other thing that happened, I think I told the ladies in the chat room a couple of weeks ago, I got a letter from an outfit who were like private investigators. And hopefully this will calm down. Geez, calm down. It's not that bright. Telling me that they had discovered some monies from my mother's estate that had not been, distributed. So immediately scam. Oh, okay. All righty. Okay. And it was quite a bit of money. And I assumed it was a scheme. But they had, license. They were licensed, and they had all this official stuff. And they wanted me to send them They wanted me to send them a picture of my driver's license, and all this information. And they wanted. What else did they want? They wanted a couple of other pieces of information to prove my identity, and then they would go after this money that was left. I don't know how it got left, but they didn't tell me where the money was coming from, which made me very suspicious. And that they would get 10%. I'm not going to tell you the amount, but 10%, they would get a nice chunk of change if I had given the go ahead. So I did my own investigation and went to the Florida Department of Finance and lost funds, or there was some subdivision of that. And sure enough, I typed in my mom's name and her middle name, and sure enough, it popped up, and it said exactly where that money was coming from. And I recognized that account. It was Navy Mutual Aid Fund, and my father was in the Navy. And so now I knew where it was coming from. So I did some further research and I downloaded the forms from the state of Florida. And I figured, hell, I'll go after that money and they're not going to get their 10%. I don't know how liable I am. I mean, I don't know. I don't know these people from Adam. But the thing that's got me a little nervous is that I got a second notice from them. Like, why haven't we heard from you? And I don't know whether they can, demand. They can't get anything out of me. I don't think that they're going to say, hey, you didn't know about this until we told you. So, so I don't know what's going to happen. Bye, Mary Lou. But I've started the process. Now, it's said that I may not hear from the state of New York. I mean, not the state of New York. I may not hear from the state of Florida for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. And then at that point, they'll tell me whether I did it right or whether I did it wrong. And if I did it wrong, then they'll tell me what I have to do to make it right. Yeah. But what they're claiming and the amount that they're claiming is all accurate. It's to the penny. It's the exact amount. I don't think hi, Janice Glines. I don't think they can. They could be pissed off. I mean, I didn't know about that. I mean, my mother's been dead since 2016. We're talking 7 years. Bye, Beck. Thanks for being here and helping out and doing your mod and getting links and taking Shrimp Scampi to mother-in-law. I call mother-in-law Mills mother-in-laws. All right, so this is, I don't know where we are. This was one of the months. I don't even know what month that was. So, and this is another month. I don't know. This is the month. This was July. This was 4th of July with Colleen. This was the one that I did with Mike Deakins. He was a guest he appeared on my show for a while. Yes. I think that's good advice. And if I get a third notice and if they can keep on sending me the notices, yeah. I mean, at this point, all they know, well, I don't know what they know my name and my address. I don't know whether they have any other information. So this is July's. And that was a sketch for. Okay, so we're going to do August. Well, at least we'll start it. Yeah, I think that's probably the best advice. Just ignore. It'd be interesting to see how many notices I get from them. All right, so this is August's mission inspiration. If you're not familiar, you can go to Mike Deakin. Just type in Mike Deakin on YouTube, and there's a mission inspiration Facebook page. So this one is add a frame within your page, glue tissue or napkin fragments, add paint with a baby wipe, stencil with ink, add stamping around your page, make marks with a straight edge, add a face as a focal image, include doodles or Zentangles somewhere. And then on the side, they have a list of words that can either guide you or you can try to include them. And I tried to include them. And I got self, I got bloom, I got moment, I got teal, and move. I could not get move. And then I literally Googled move and then image, and bingo. I got an idea to represent move on this. All right, and you don't have to do them in order, thank God, because I'm not going to do them in order. I'm going to start with gluing, and again, I'll go until 7 o'clock, and I can start with it. I can start next week with. I can't even speak. I'll start. We left off. Please. And hopefully I will have a new camera, I guess. I guess I'm buying a new camera. Hey, you know what I say? I says to myself, it's only money. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but it is, and I have it. Some of it. All right, so here's some tissue paper. And I think this is tealish, and I'm not going to, I'm just going to rip off some tissue paper here. How many of you save tissue paper? That's a, oh, yep, those are the, yep. I was thinking of a little moving van, yeah. You know what's move for me is going to be? I actually have a little stamp that's got feet. So I'm going to have little feet walking across the little feet. That's going to be my move. The U-Haul trailer, yep. That would have been a good one. All right, so I'm going to tear. Honestly, I never saved tissue paper until I learned about this crazy world of art journaling. I didn't know art journaling was a thing until, I don't know, 2013, maybe. Now, I don't want to cover the whole page because I want to have room to do some other things. All right. So, but this will be okay here. Because I want to be able to, yeah, I need a little gap here. And it says fragments, so that's what we're going to do. All right. So napkins or tissue papers or anything, these are fun. They are fun. And he's been doing this. He actually started this with none other than the great Shannon Green. This was a thing that Shannon Green was doing, and with, I guess, Mike, and there was another artist that was involved in it, and then they decided to like make it public. And I guess that was in about 2016. I think he said 2016. I mean, you can go online and you can get all of these. Scrooge to my left. Okay. I see is what you're saying. Thank you, Susan. Thank you so much. Yeah, hopefully it'll calm down. And next week it will be better. Because I don't know, when one of those cameras go wonky, as Mariah said, or they crap out on you, I don't know that whether it's something that's repairable, and they're not all that expensive. I mean, I actually bought a cheap 35 millimeter, a digital camera, like a regular camera. And I thought that would be better. And that wasn't expensive either, and it didn't work. So I love Amazon just for the fact it's so easy to return stuff. So it didn't work, didn't give me what I wanted. And because you see people when they stream, I mean, when you see Barb Owen stream or Dee Dee, I know they're streaming in 1080, and I'm using the free version of StreamYard, so I'm streaming in 720. But their pictures are they're gorgeous when they're streaming. Because Barb's son Race, he's got, I don't know how many cameras she has, but she's got, all sorts of different angles, and it's really cool. All right, I'll stick this here. I did buy oh man, I'm sorry, this thing is going nuts because there's no way of, autofocus or taking the auto. So it's just going to go nuts. I apologize for that. As I said earlier, struggle is real. I don't know. I don't know, Susan. We went to the store. We went to Sears. We went to Walmart. We went to Kmart. We went to Targets. I mean, those are the places I typically would go for the kind of things that or we'd go to Michael's or Joann's or, yeah, I don't know how those companies have survived, but they have. And then when the crap hit, as Susan calls it, the crap of 2020, so many businesses. But here's another interesting, useless fact, I guess. I don't know if it's a fact or not. I collect fountain pens. I have a decent collection of fountain pens, and I buy most of my fountain pen stuff from a fountain pen company called Goulet Pens, and they've always been an online store. They're not a brick and mortar. They've always been an online store. They just have incredible customer service. They have an incredible, variety of pens and prices, and they've got inks and nibs, and they've got tons of videos. So if you've never used a fountain pen before and you want to do that, they show you how to clean it, how to fill it, how to store it, how to travel with it, what to do with it if you're going on a plane so it doesn't explode in your pocket. I mean, it's just a plethora of knowledge about everything you'd ever want to know about fountain pens. And and they're just literally a husband and wife team that literally started in their garage. That's where their company started, in their garage. And he started out making pens. And now so if you want to check them out, they are a great company to do business with if you're interested in. Then there's another guy, and he's just called Chris 52. Keep an eye on the clock. Chris 52. And what he does, okay, all right. What he does is he buys pens from China, and they're really very inexpensive pens, and he reviews them, and it's a totally different kind of look on pens. And I've bought a lot of the pens that he's recommended, and I haven't really been disappointed. All right, so here's my tissue paper, and add a frame. Now for self, I'm going to include a cartoon figure that I've developed for me. And so I'm going to use that as self, and I will show you myself. And I'm holding a frame. So this is self. This is my vocal point. And so this is going to go like in here. But I'm going to cut this out. And then cut that. And then I want her to be on this, I think. Okay. So I'll just do this. I'll let you show this. This is so this is self. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. So that's going to be me, and that's myself. Okay. I have a little cartoon thingy, and it's called Annie and Lily. And I've got the characters, but I haven't written anything. Well, this is what I wear. I wear t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops, and I have hoop earrings. That's my wardrobe. And So let me just, yeah, I'm just going to cut this out and we'll stop when it's time to stop. Skinny legs. Yes, I don't have skinny legs though. There's nothing skinny about me. I am plump. Plumpish. So that was my week. Well, I went food shopping. Spent $114 and forgot to get the damn kitty litter. Oh, I was so mad. So what did I do, Susan? When I got home, I went to Amazon and I ordered kitty litter from Amazon, and it was actually $2 cheaper a box. Go figure. Nothing special, yeah. I mean, if I go out, obviously, I still wear flip-flops, but I might wear a pair of, slacks. Not really slacks, but, pants. And I can do that in Florida. And I've had some thoughts about moving to the Salt Lake City area, and that's another story. And I was thinking about all the clothes I'd have to put on. Yeah, Chewy, I've used Chewy before. Yeah, Chewy's a good company. I've used them before. I don't know why I stopped using them, to be honest with you. I get my cat food from them. But if I did the Walmart thing, I have watched Tell Yo Chi on pens and have seen illustrations by Pete show his pens and talk a bit about them. You'd enjoy Pete. Okay, Janice, thank you. All right. Yeah, it's interesting in the fountain pen world. There's not that many women. I mean, I don't have a Mont Blanc or any of those, super expensive pens. I've got two gold nib pens and that's it. Those are the only, and those would be my best pens with the gold nibs. I've got a lot of Lamis and Kawikis, and Metropolitan Pilot makes a lot of, the Japanese make, and the Germans. They make really good pens. All right. Peter draws. Yes, he does. Yeah. People send him pens. I love Peter draws. I've been watching him for years, and no one ever mentions. You're the first person I've ever seen mention him. I've been watching him. He is, oh my God. I just subbed to Goulet's newsletter. Yeah, you'll get a little free thing of ink. It's time to go. I know. Now there's a character. There is a character. And oh my God. I've actually tried to do those drawings like he does, just follow him along. Literally put it in slow-mo. It's fun. It really is. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for being so patient and hanging out with me with all this foolishness and in the damn camera. And I can't even think of its name now. It's a Logitech, I guess, 922C, and it decided to crap out or go wonky today, as Mariah said. So have a great week. see you around the internet. And again, thank you so much for being here. And thumbs up on the way out would be a wonderful thing. And you take care. If you can't be good, be careful.